Taxand Tax Updates. Disclaimer: the following information is intended only to be a guide. It must not be relied on in or applied to specific situations without previously seeking proper professional advice. VAT borne by the government on the delivery of landed houses and residential units for the fiscal period of November to December 2023. The government provides incentives in the form of government-borne VAT for the delivery of landed houses and residential units as regulated in Minister of Finance Regulation Number 120 of 2023, which comes into effect on November 21, 2023, as a form of government support for the housing industry sector. Government-borne VAT is VAT on handovers that occur when the deed of sale and purchase or the settled sale and purchase agreement is signed before a notary, and the actual handover of rights to use or control the landed house or residential unit is carried out as evidenced by a minutes of handover from November 1, 2023 until December 31, 2024. The landed house or residential unit must meet the following requirements. A landed house is a building in the form of a residential house or a row house, both multi-story and non-storied, including a residential building that is partly used as a shop or office and is in a new and ready-to-live-in condition. A residential unit is a unit of a flat that functions as a residential home and is in a new and ready-to-live-in condition. A maximum selling price of 5 billion rupiah, received a house identity code that can be obtained through an application with the Indonesian Ministry of Public Works and Housing and or the Public Housing Savings Management Agency. First handed over by the taxable entrepreneur seller who constructed the landed house or residential unit and has never been transferred. The start of the down payment or first installment was not before September 1, 2023. Used by each individual, including Indonesian citizens who have a tax identification number or national ID number, and foreigners who have a tax identification number, for the acquisition of one landed house or residential unit. The actual transfer of rights is carried out as proven through a minutes of handover from November 1, 2023 to December 31, 2024. Government-borne VAT is provided for VAT payable for the fiscal period of November to December 2023 with the following rates. 100% for deliveries of which the minutes of handover is dated from November 1, 2023 to June 30, 2024, or 50% for deliveries of which the minutes of handover is dated from July 1, 2024 to December 31, 2024 on VAT payable from the tax base of up to 2 billion rupiah. Apart from that, the taxable entrepreneurs who hand over landed houses and or residential units whose VAT is borne by the government have an obligation to prepare 1. A tax invoice that meets the following conditions. It must be filled in completely and correctly, including the buyer's identity in the form of name and tax ID number or national ID number, a filled-in house identity code in the item name column. For deliveries with the minutes of handover dated up to June 30, 2024, if the selling price is up to 2 billion rupiah, 2 tax invoices are to be used with a transaction code 07 with a tax base of up to 2 billion rupiah at 50% each, or if the selling price is greater than 2 billion rupiah, a tax invoice is to be issued according to point A and a tax invoice with a transaction code 01 for the partial selling price of more than 2 billion rupiah for which the VAT payable is not borne by the government. For deliveries with the minutes of handover dated from July 1, 2024 to December 31, 2024, if the selling price is up to 2 billion rupiah, 2 tax invoices are to be issued with Transaction Code 01 for a 50% portion of the selling price for which the VAT payable is not borne by the government, and Transaction Code 07 for a 50% portion of the selling price for which the VAT payable is borne by the government. If the selling price is more than 2 billion rupiah, a tax invoice is to be issued according to Point A, and a tax invoice with Transaction Code 01 for a partial selling price of more than 2 billion rupiah for which the VAT payable is not borne by the government. A tax invoice should also include the statement, VAT borne by government execution of MOF number 120, year 2023. 2. Report on the realization of VAT borne by the government by reporting the tax invoice in the VAT returns for the fiscal period of November 2023 to December 2023, which is to be submitted by no later than January 31, 2025. 3. A minutes of handover in the application made by the Indonesian Ministry of Public Works and Housing and/or the Public Housing Savings Management Agency by no later than the end of the following month after the handover takes place. Thank you for listening to PB Taxand Tax Updates.